Bucks County Redevelopment Authority, and we are pleased to announce, working with our local state legislators, that we are able to launch the Neighborhood Flood Assistance Program to help affected homeowners that have been hurt by the hurricanes of the last few weeks, and specifically, obviously, the floods that came from those hurricanes. We're really looking forward to get out there and help everybody. I just want to thank the legislators behind us. At the RDA, we do have a history of trying to step up when things are tough and figure out ways to help out the community. I think our COVID program with the county for small businesses last year was important. I think this one's going to be just as important. I'm going to be emceeing the event, but I'm not going to be doing most of the talking. I do want to introduce everybody who, quite frankly, made this possible. And the first person I want to bring up to speak is Senator Fallon.
Thank you, Sean, and thank you all for being here. A couple months ago, July 12th, probably one of the most devastating rainstorms I ever witnessed. I actually got trapped in a restaurant, couldn't get out. The rain was pouring down Bristol Pike so hard, I mean literally running off the road. Trapped in there for well over an hour. We had 10 inches of rain in less than 3 hours, and there was nowhere for this water to go. There was nowhere for this water to run. And it was unbelievably devastating. And subsequently, when it was over and we started going around the communities and we started driving around and seeing what the neighborhoods looked like, it was devastating. It was heartbreaking. It was just, if you went to Snowden Avenue here with Tina, we were down on Jefferson Court down in Andalusia, Hansel Drive, Spencer Drive. We'd walk into someone's house and the basement or the lower floor would be flooded and the living room would have 4 or 5 feet of water in it. These homes were devastated. So it couldn't help but give it an impact. So getting together with Tina and Casey and John Galloway and legislators, we said because we were all calling the governor's office to try to get a national disaster declared. And as you've all learned subsequently, you have to have $19 million worth of damage to a government property before you can qualify for that money. So we had to change gears and go in a different direction. And so working together, we got $1.75 million for the victims, for the people who were affected by this flood, to go directly to them. And so that's why we're here today to announce that the money is in hand, it's released, it's in the bank, and the RDA is going to begin processing claims so that people get money directly. Each one of our legislative offices is going to help people apply through the RDA. The RDA is going to handle the applications and are going to speak to you briefly about how that's going to work. But I think it's really an important message that we all got together. We all were frustrated that we weren't getting anywhere with the declaration of disaster. We found some other avenues to get money through DCED, through our appropriations process, and got money as Democrats and Republicans voted to make sure that we can help these victims on Spencer Drive, on Hansel Drive. I mean, I've lived in this area my whole life. I don't remember flooding like this ever. Now, we've had bigger storms, but the problem with this storm is it came over basically Bensalem, Route 13, not even all of Bensalem, not even all of Bristol Township, and not all of Bristol Borough, and a little bit of Philadelphia. It just hung there for 3 hours, and that rain didn't move on. It just stayed here and just pelted us. So our poor people got stuck. It was not a normal storm, it was not a normal rain, but I just am very pleased and honored that we were able to, through our legislative process, get some money dedicated to these people to go directly to them to help cover things that were not covered by insurance. So I want to turn it back over to Tina Davis to speak and Casey Tomlinson to speak, but then we're going to have the RDA speak a little bit about how the process will work, and all our offices will be doing that. But July 12th will be in my memory forever because of the intensity of that and how small that storm was in geographical area and the impact that it had on these people. So I know some people thought we forgot them, but we never forgot them. We didn't forget these people that were in trouble. We were, even though it's been almost 2 months, we've worked every day. My staff, Tina's staff, Casey's staff, Brian Allen, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Ryan Skachillis, all working every day on the phone, working back and forth, making sure that we secure this money for our victims. So with that, Tina Davis, I'd like to ask you to say a few words.
Thank you. I live in Oak Croydon, and I was one of those people that were stuck in the floods that day. It took me over 4 hours to get home from Harrisburg, because to get to Oak Croydon, you have to go under a bridge, which was flooded 3 to 4 feet. And I did what you're not supposed to do. I have an SUV. I went right through the water because I was scared. I went to my house and my roof was caved in. And my husband goes, "Are you upset?" I'm like, "No, I made it home. I'm just so happy." So that is actually the feeling that everyone in our community felt that day. They were afraid, they were desperate, and it doesn't seem like a lot of money because we were tagged like 1,100 people in Bristol Township, Bristol Borough, and then Salem. That's why there's only a certain amount of money for everybody, but we felt that if we could hit more people, at least they would know we were all fighting for them. I do want to just add that many people are still suffering from COVID last year. And as we were talking to a lot of these people, some of them lost their jobs. Some of them were still feeling the heat from COVID. So for this to be right on top of last year's events, it was disastrous. I do want to thank Senator Tomlinson, Casey Tomlinson, Representative, the township, Bristol Township, the borough, all the responders, my staff, everybody's staff. The first responders were awesome. Those few days, they were actually traveling in boats in Oak Croydon, where I live. And I'm just proud that we could pull this off together.
My colleagues and I agreed that was not acceptable. Justin, I'm sorry, wasn't good enough for us and certainly wasn't good enough for the families we represent. So we worked together to secure this critical funding for those affected in our communities. I want to thank everyone who worked on developing this program, the Bucks County RDA.
Up until today, every day we get phone calls, how do these folks get help? We have people that lost their homes. We have people still trying to get into a home and still trying to. This is going to go a long way. And the RDA, I thank you for handling this and getting it done so our folks can finally have some place they can go to get some relief. We have tried everything. I know I tried using COVID funds and they said no. We don't do that for that reason. So we were stuck. But now there's hope, and hopefully everybody that has a problem comes up and makes application with the RDA. And I got to tell you, Senator and I...
My name's Craig Bowen, I'm president of Bristol Township Council. I was down at the shore when the rain came, 10 inches of rain. Randy Elton called me and said, we got serious problems down here, so packed up and came up. It was devastating. I think that's the word we can articulate. One example of was our sewer plant, which handles 1.5 million gallons a day. They told us after the storm it was up to almost 15 million gallons, and our pump stations could not handle it. And that affected so many people in Bristol Township. It was devastating. A few days later, we had a get-together, a meeting down at the former Mary Vine School down in Croydon to collect data. And when I walked into that school, I couldn't believe what I saw. It was just heartbreaking. And how are we going to fix this? It was my question. I want to fix things. And I didn't know where to start. I was banking on FEMA. That wasn't going to work. We had PEMA. Looks like that wasn't going to work. And it wasn't going to work. Fortunately, when people say our representatives don't work, not true. We have Republicans, we have Democrats. They came together to make this happen. And I just want to appreciate everything they did behind the scenes for the lower end of this community. It wouldn't have happened without these fellows and of course the RDA putting this together. It is a great day for Bristol Township again, and these people who were devastated are going to have some help. Thank you all. Thank you for everything.
Program. So basically, we've established this neighborhood flood assistance program for eligible applicants that are homeowners or tenants with a primary residency in Bucks County and that experienced damage from the flooding events of July 12, 2021. The maximum grant amount through this program will be $5,000, and applications must be submitted through the Redevelopment Authority's website, which is www.vcrda.com. And there is a program website set up specifically for this. And we will provide paper applications for anybody who is unable to complete an electronic application. We've really worked hard to develop a streamlined application process because we know the residents are dealing with a lot of difficult circumstances right now. But we will ask that they provide proof of their primary residency, much like you would provide proof to your, if you're registering your kid for a school district. And also proof of costs incurred as a result of the damage from the July 12th, 2021 flooding event. And we're also going to be giving priority consideration to anybody whose home or residency was declared uninhabitable and they are not able to get back into their home at this time. As well as residents in Bensalem Township, Bristol Township, and Bristol Borough with zip codes of 19021, 19007, and 19020. So we look forward to the launch of this program. The program website is live now on our website, so people can start applying now. Our staff here will begin processing those applications immediately to get checks out the door to residents as soon as humanly possible. So we will work to get them the relief that they so desperately need. And also I just wanted to, one last acknowledgement. It was certainly an honor working with Tina's office, Tommy's office, Casey's office, but also your staff, Brian Allen and Ryan Skachillis and Frank Moran. Countless calls over the past couple of weeks and meetings to get this thing together and launched. And like I said, we look forward to the launch of this program. So thank you.